stage is not merely the meeting place of all art, but it is a return to the art of life. When we are on stage, we are in the here and now. And as the curtains open, all becomes inducted into a magical sphere.
A gracious welcome to DPS Monarch International School's second annual day program, where young, brilliant minds have gathered here to showcase their budding talents. Today I, Devika Kondathil Anoop of Class 11,
And I, Elizabeth Alapag, am honored to be your host for this lovely evening. With a futuristic vision, our school aims to deliver learning excellence that is child-centric, value-based, and technology-driven.
as a school, we strive to fulfill our mission to ensure that students add value to their community and make the world a better place to live in.
Before we commence with the event, there are some ground rules we would like to establish so as to ensure a smooth evening ahead. Kindly switch off your mobile phones or keep them in silent mode. Do refrain from standing up or blocking the stage during the performance and taking pictures.
We would appreciate the audience not to leave midway through the performance, as this may distract our fellow performers. Your cooperation is highly solicited. Elizabeth, do you know the significance of the stage we stand on?
How could I forget, Devika? After 2 years of online performance, we have missed the thrill of being on stage, the adrenaline-fueled anticipation of performing in front of a live audience.
But now we're finally back and we're more excited than ever before. This program would not have been possible without the continuous support of each and everyone present here. It is our proud privilege to propose the welcome address for this exquisite evening.
On behalf of DPS Monarch International School, I cordially welcome our chief guest, Ms. Aisha bin Mohammed bin Hammam, patron of the school. She is a graduate in Accounts and Finance from Qatar University and holds the post of Deputy Chairman and Finance Director of the Chemco Group. We would like to invite the secondary school head girl, Hania Mirza, to welcome Ms. Aisha bint Hammam bin Hammam with our token of love and welcome.
The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimistic leader adjusts the sails. We are proud to have charismatic personalities as our visionaries. Please help me welcome the executive committee members of DPS Monarch International School with a huge round of applause.
A futuristic leader, our school president, Mr. Hassan Chogle, and our master, our school vice president, Mr. Yasser Nainar. Let us welcome our board of directors who trajects our school to the pinnacle of success on this exquisite evening.
A pioneer businessman, our school director of facilities, Mr. Harish Kanjani. We would like to welcome sir with a token of love and appreciation.
The person behind the presence of corporations such as Bank, LIC, and HDFC, our school director of finance, Mr. George Thomas.
A Toastmaster and a social activist, our school director of transport and security, Mr. Rocky Fernandez.
The managing partner of Eurogulf and Power Source, our school director of development, Mr. Gopi Vardhan.
A hearty welcome to our beloved council member, Ms. Kausar Shaugle.
A wholehearted welcome to our North Star, our principal, Ms. Meenal Bakshi. A hearty welcome to our secondary Opal, a never-ending motivation for our students, and our primary headmaster, Mr. Sujit Kumar. This event would not be possible without their seamless organization, strategic management, and never-ending support. A cordial welcome to the key functionaries, coordinators, and teachers.
We would like to extend a hearty welcome to a very dynamic personality, Professor Bimalendu Nath, Director of MIE, Savitribai Phule Pune University. A sincere welcome to Mr. Dinesh Bakshi, Head of Operations of MIE, Savitribai Phule Pune University.
A warm welcome to Ms. Shinu Thomas, invited guests on this pleasant occasion. Please, can we have a round of applause?
A wholehearted welcome to Ms. Asma from Qatar Radio.
We would like to welcome Dr. Khalid Al-Jufairi, co-founder and chairman of the American Center for Strategic and International Affairs, with a round of applause.
We would also like to welcome Ms. Juhi Khan, Director of Kangaroo Kids, with a huge round of applause.
The most overwhelming key to a child's success is the parents. With immense pleasure, on behalf of DPS Monarch International School, we welcome you parents to this lovely evening.
Now, let us take you all through the flow of events for today. First, the inauguration of the robotics lab, which has just been featured a few minutes ago.
Followed by the welcome address, national anthems, and Quran recitation, after which the welcome song by the school choir, felicitation of our valued guests, address by the principal, which will be continued by the address by our school director, Mr. Gopi Vardhan, followed by the app launch.
Which will be continued with the address by our chief guest, followed by the address by our guest of honor and the address by our school president. Then, the prelude to the theme will be presented by the school head boy, head girl, and cultural secretaries. After which, the production presentation will occur, followed with the address by the vice president, vote of thanks, ending with the closing remarks.
Dream, focus, achieve. It is a motto followed by our guest of honor, Mrs. Priyanka Bajaj, recipient of Mrs. India Queen of Substance. We are ecstatic to have you here.
Before we begin with the vibrant performances we have lined up for you this evening, we have thrilling news to start this evening with a bang.
Please, can we have a round of applause for Mrs. Priyanka Bajaj? Let me begin by quoting Cynthia Brazil. If we look at the field of robotics today, you can say that robots have been in the deepest oceans. They've been to Mars.
Needless to say, a future with a robot in your living room is beyond thrilling. And it's something that most of us here can't even begin to fathom as a reality.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here at DPS Monarch, we follow our motto, education with a difference with great pride. Thus, we believe that robots deserve a new and more exciting frontier, our own school.
I'm exhilarated to announce that just a few minutes ago, our esteemed dignitaries inaugurated DPS Monarch International School's new robotics lab, christened Next Brain.
Let us have a huge round of applause to mark this momentous occasion.
Art speaks where words are unable to explain. DPS Monarch International School has arranged an art exhibition named Creative Hands with an array of compositions ranging from free expression, portraits, mandalas, zentangles, 3D art, and jewelry making.
Let us appreciate this stunning assembled by the Da Vincis and Picassos of Monarch with a huge round of applause.
Studies within the four walls of a classroom is not enough. Education also comes from living life and giving your very best for other activities.
After hours of rehearsal, sheer determination, and committed practice, our Monarchians have come together to put up a splendid annual production combined with the art of drama, dance, and music.
This year, we have thoughtfully chosen an electrifying and riveting theme that is sure to leave an unforgettable impact in your hearts.
Let us begin by honoring our nation and the nation we are privileged to be living in.
We request everyone to stand up for the Qatar National Anthem, followed by the Indian National Anthem.
قسما 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 بمن رفع السماء قسما بمن نشر الضياء قدر ستبقى حرة نسمو بروح الأوفياء سيروا على الجبال سيروا وعلى بهار الأنبياء
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
And kindly be seated.
On every occasion, we are reminded of the importance of prayer in our lives. No beginning is a good one without the remembrance of the Almighty.
I would like to call upon Master Faizan Ahmed of class 11 to recite a few verses from the Holy Quran and its English translation.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most gracious, the most merciful. Honor of the day of judgment, Thee alone we worship, and Thee alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom He has bestowed favor, not the path of those who earn Thy anger, and not of those who go astray.
Thank you, Master Faizan, for invoking the presence of the Almighty.
Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Our school choir is ecstatic to present Swaranjali, a tribute to unsung heroes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be carried away by 100 euphonious voices. Let us welcome the school choir with a huge round of applause.
Sariya,
वन्दे मातरम्। वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तो, ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तो, ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तो, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तो, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तो, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन।
सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बहके सागर में मिले बादलों का रूप लेके बरसे हल्के हल्के सुर मेरा तुम्हारा वो सुर बने हमारा
It is true that music is the strongest form of magic. That performance swept us off all our feet. Once again, everybody, please give it up for the school choir.
It is our honor and privilege to have a rainbow of esteemed dignitaries, philanthropists, and leaders here with us today.
It is our proud privilege to honor our chief guest, Ms. Aisha bint Muhammad bin Hammam, with a token of gratitude. A mural with a patriotic theme painted by Rohan Ernest, the Cultural Secretary of DPS Monarch International School. We would like to invite Rohan Ernest to present his artwork and welcome Ms. Aisha bint Muhammad bin Hammam. We would also like to call upon Kiara of Class 10 from the Eco Club of DPS Monarch to present a planter. Let us join our hands together in welcoming Ms. Aisha bin Muhammad bin Hammam on stage.
We are honored to welcome our guest of honor, Mrs. Priyanka Bajaj, Mrs. India, Queen of Substance, with a token of love, a portrait of the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. We would like to invite Parinita Shri of Class 11 to present her artwork and welcome Mrs. Priyanka Bajaj. Let's join our hands together once more, please.
We would like to thank our board of directors for their continuous support and guidance. We would like to welcome our school president, Mr. Hassan Chogle. He's the only Indian having the honor of heading all in 4 apex bodies: ICC, ICBF, IBPN, and ISC. Further, he is the proud awardee of the Pravasi Samman Award from the President of India.
We would like to extend a warm welcome to our Vice President, Mr. Yasir Nainar. He is the esteemed personality who is professionally an engineer, Assistant Director with Urido, Qatar. I would like to request Kiara of Class 10 to welcome Mr. Yasir Nainar.
We would like to extend a sincere welcome to our Director of Facilities, Mr. Harish Kanjani. He is the Chairman of the North Indian Association and a pioneer of Indian business in Qatar. Join your hands together in welcoming Mr. Harish Kanjani.
We extend a hearty welcome to our Director of Finance, Mr. George Thomas, who is the Group CFO of Intertech, former International Director of Toastmasters. I would like to request Eco Club members to welcome Mr. George Thomas.
We would like to welcome our School Director of Transport and Security, Mr. Rocky Fernandez. He is the Operation Manager of QCC Qatar and the Toastmaster and a social activist. I would like to welcome Eco Club members to welcome Mr. Rocky Fernandez.
We would like to welcome our Director of Development, Mr. Gopi Vardhan, who is professionally an engineer, a businessman, and managing partner of Eurogulf and Power Source. I would like to request Eco Club members to welcome Mr. Gopi Vardhan. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Gopi Vardhan.
We would also like to acknowledge the presence of Professor Bimalendu Nath of MIE Savitribai Phule, Pune University. We would like to call upon Eco Club members to present a bamboo sampling to Professor Bimalendu Nath. It is our honor to have you here, sir. Once again, join your hands together in welcoming Professor Bimalendu Nath on stage.
We would like to extend a hearty welcome to Mr. Dinesh Bakshi, Head of Operations of MIE Savitribai Phule, Pune University. We would like to call upon members of the Eco Club to present a bamboo sapling to Mr. Dinesh Bakshi.
We would like to extend a hearty welcome to Miss Asma from Qatar Radio. We would like to call upon Eco Club members to present a bamboo sapling to Miss Asma. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together in welcoming Miss Asma to today's production.
We would like to extend a hearty welcome to Miss Shinu Thomas. We would like to call upon Eco Club members to present a bamboo sapling. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Shinu Thomas.
We would like to extend a hearty welcome to Dr. Khalid Al-Jufairi, co-founder and chairman of ACSIA. We would like to call upon Eco Club members to present a sapling to Dr. Khalid Al-Jufairi.
We would like to extend a hearty welcome to Miss Juhi Khan, Director of Kangaroo Kids. We call upon the Eco Club members to present a sapling to Miss Juhi Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep the applause going.
Thank you, esteemed dignitaries and dear members of the Senior School Student Council and Eco Club. You may now take your seats. Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others.
The annual report for our school summarizes the multifaceted activities and innovations the school conducted throughout the year, inculcating our vision of child-centric, value-based, and technology-driven learning excellence.
Proceeding with the ceremony, I would now like to call upon our respected principal, Miss Meenal Bakshi, to deliver the annual report of DPS Monarch International School.
Thank you, Devika and Elizabeth, for hosting us today evening. Good evening, everyone. I think we need more energy. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. So, at the outset, let me thank the Almighty for this lovely evening. And on behalf of DPS family, DPS Monarch family, it's my honor and privilege to express my heartfelt gratitude to today's chief guest, Miss Aisha bin Mohammed bin Hammam, our school patron. Guest of honor, Mrs. Priyanka Bajaj Sibyl, Queen of the Word 2022. School President, Mr. Hassan Chogle, Vice President, Mr. Yasir Nayanar, school directors, invited dignitaries, and guests, parents, school key functionaries, teaching and admin staff, and my beloved Monarchians. Thank you for joining us today evening. I feel extremely happy to see our multi-purpose hall full of parents, students, and guests after COVID-19 pandemic. Well, it was a long wait. We could not have our previous year annual days in this hall, so this is our first annual day happening in the multi-purpose hall today, and I feel super delighted to welcome you all on secondary school annual day where our young students of grade 6 to 11 proudly boasts a thematic extravaganza titled Itihas ke Panno Se, a saga of freedom. Well, when we resonate and trace the journey, it was indeed a very modest and humble beginning. TPS Monarch International School was incepted by the great visionaries in September 2019 and has come a successful way of 4 academic years in 3 yearly calendars and has been growing from strength to strength. I still remember 1st September 2019, the first day of our school with 540 students and 52 employees. And now when I look at the year 2022, we are catering to the 3,100 plus students with 228 employees, include 170 teachers on board with us. Our school shows a very diverse culture as children from 32 various nationalities are studying with us. So that's again, it's a very proud moment of us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a remarkable growth, and I would like to take this wonderful opportunity to thank everyone connected with DPS Monarch International School. And I'm very proud to say that my team of teachers, along with admin staff, support staff, parents, and school management, have gone to the incredible length to help the students keep learning and working towards the excellence during these 3 years. Well, this year brings a lot of importance to us as we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of Indian independence, and Qatar is hosting FIFA World Cup 2022. So I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude towards our host country, Qatar, for providing us with this opportunity, platform, and resources to educate these diverse students residing in Qatar. Thank you, everyone. Well, when I take stock of the year gone by, review the achievements and the innovations, I realize that we have set very high standards and goals for ourselves and strive to achieve them. Whether it's academic, sports, art, dance, music, technology, or innovation, our students have shown marvelous performances and achieved great results. It's my pleasure and great delight to share our secondary school journey in a form of short report which specifies the secondary wing in 360 degrees, the labor of love and the glories of our school in a gamut. I'll be talking both about academics and non-academics and co-curriculars, as we believe that excellence in academics and co-curricular both are the hallmark of our school as a good institution, and it's truly reflect in our school motto, education with a difference. Starting with the academic excellence, our first batch of grade 10 surpassed result in CBSE board exam with 100% result and with 82.16% of school average. Further to 100% pass result, I would like to highlight that our grade 10 student Sachi Dadwal cornered glory with the whooping of 98.6% as the school topper and third topper in Qatar. Devika Anup with 98.4% as the school topper, second school topper, followed by Rachel Elizabeth with 97.2% as the third topper of the school. Apart from this, many students have scored 100% marks in various subjects. So I would like to highlight Sachi Dadwal got 100% marks in mathematics and science. Devika Anup, 100% marks in science and social science. Vihan Pradeep, 100% marks in mathematics. Rachel Elizabeth and Atulya Subhash got 100% marks in science. And other students, many students have scored more than 90% marks in various subjects. And in first term CBSE board examination, 22 students got 100% marks in English from our school. And finally, 28 students got mathematics 12, science 22, social science 6, information technology 26, and languages 16. Ladies and gentlemen, give our student a big round of applause. They truly deserve this appreciation and applaud. Thank you so much. As Albert Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. We truly believe in this philosophy. So apart from academic programs, we offer many value-added programs to our students, not just to build factual knowledge, but expand their horizon and guide them during their entire school life. We are proud to initiate design and thinking program for our secondary students and primary students. And just a few minutes ago, we inaugurated our robotics lab to offer design and thinking program, which includes robotics for grade 1 to grade 12. This experience will enable our students to get hold of the technologies from basic electronics to the creation of humanoid robots. Another value-added initiative is Cisco Academy. We have collaborated with Cisco, and this is another milestone to impart advanced knowledge in computer engineering, programming like essentials in Python programming for Raspberry Pi, design thinking, robots, and artificial intelligence. Moving on, we offer school integrated FITGI program for our students from grade 6 to 12. This integrated school program caters to all school examination, including Olympiads, exams like IMO, IOM, NSO, IOS, IBT Maths, IBT Science, NSTSC, Sahasra Pratibha, Sahasra Pradarshan, DPS, SMTE, PTE, and NTSC. The list is very long. And another unique program we offer to our grade 9 to 11 students is our Mentoring Young Minds program, which focuses on 3 main areas: career counseling, where we conduct annual psychometric tests to evaluate the right selection of the subjects in grade 11 for our students. And all grade 11 students are registered in BridgeU platform, which provides the information about all the Western universities across the globe. Second aspect of MYM program is community service, where we have collaborated with an NGO in Qatar named Deep Qatar. And recently, our students have been registered with Doha Bank for Eco program. The third aspect of MYM program is internship, and I'm very happy to announce that we have collaborated with Espina, a subsidiary company of Vistas, an IT solution company in Qatar, and we have collaborated with Puma to provide summer and winter internship program for our grade 11 and 12 students. Another value-added program offered to our secondary students is our after-school sports program, where children play the sports of their choice and form a school team. As part of our uniquely designed curriculum, there are various clubs also that we offer at DPS Monarch, which are mandatory for all the students, like English Debating Society, Editorial Club, Math Club, Cutting Edge, Science Club, Health and Fitness Club, Radio Jockey Club, Heritage Club, Gourmet Station, Cookery Club, Dramatics Club, MUN Club, headed by our skilled and talented teachers of secondary wing. DPS Monarch International School has been basking in the glory of achievement constantly from the very start. Its long-lasting endeavors towards excellence in curriculum and co-curriculum have seen its students constantly bring in laurels in various fields. Our secondary school students have participated in many external activities, events, and inter-school competitions and won the prizes. I would like to highlight some. Our grade 7 and 10 student participated in virtual inter-school Quran recitation and bagged the 3rd position. They participated in inter-school polemic challenge in Read India celebration, and student made it to the grand finale and ranked the 2nd position among the participants in the semi-finals across the globe. Our students participate in Qatar debate, and our students ranked in the top 10 positions in Qatar debate, and they participated in Qatar Tamizar Sangam, and students were qualified to grand final round. Then our students have participated in Qatar Children's Science Congress, Hindi Pakhwada organized by NIA and ICC, and we were the host school for the event. They regularly participate in student-led TED Talks as well. And there are some other international and inter-school competitions organized by Indian and international schools in Qatar, where children participated in Western dance and Western music, sports competition, basketball, swimming, where our secondary students have achieved highest ranking. In the field of sports, I would like to highlight the achievement of one of our students studying in grade 11, Sachi Dedwal. She represented Qatar in women's cricket senior under 19 category as team captain of Qatar women's cricket team. She is the captain of Team Lusail in the Women's Cricket Pro League, and she is the highest run scorer in Qatar's Pro League and opening batswoman and bowler in the national squad. She participated in international tournaments like Gulf Cricket Cup, Women's CWC qualifiers, and Women's Asia Cup qualifier. Another student with greatest achievement, Ananya Smita Ganesh, attended 4 Bhopal districts and 3 Madhya Pradesh state championship and won several medals and awards in swimming. She has also participated and won medals in Indian Embassy meet, Qatar Foundation meet, and H2O meet. Our student participated in India Toy Virtual Fair 2021, Pariksha Pe Charcha, honored by our Prime Minister. Apart from participating in these external events, we have also conducted many meaningful activities and events for our secondary school to showcase their talent and to ensure teamwork, leadership, and well-being of each student studying with us. So they participated in Water Drive, Monarch Cross Country Run, Monarchian Got Talent, Ramanuj Math Fest, Literary Fest, Inter-House Bulletin Board Competition, the Monarch Fitness Fiesta, My Vision for India 2047 Postcard Campaign. And in fact, when the second wave of COVID struck, we have conducted virtual assemblies where we have given the themes and children added value with fun and interaction. National festivals like Gandhi Jayanti, Independence Day, Republic Day, Children's Day, Teachers Day, Qatar National Day, Qatar Sports Day, Constitution Day, National Unity Day, Hindi Divas were also celebrated with high spirit in our secondary wing. Well, this is all about our students. DPS Monarch International Schools believe that our teachers and academic leaders also need to brush up their skills and keep upgrading their professional competency. So a series of webinars and seminars were attended by our teachers as capacity building and empowerment program to update the professional competency of the teachers. And the teachers of our school regularly attended these training programs, and in turn, they orient the department teachers as in-house orientation program, which is called peer learning. Recently, our school, secondary teachers from our school conducted a peer workshop for Indian school teachers under the CBSE Gulf Sahodaya Inter-School Teachers Discussion Forum by Qatar chapter. I would like to mention here that our school-related updates are published in our monthly newsletter, Monarch Bulletin, and finally goes to yearbook reflections. Despite the pandemic, our students have teachers rigorously engaged in academic activities, life skill activities, and events, and the top priority was given to academics. It is indelible fact that all the glories and these accomplishments would have not been possible without the able guidance and encouragement of school executive committee members and our cooperative parents, those who are sitting right now in this hall. Thank you so much, everyone. So let's see how the year have gone by and what all have happened in secondary years. For that, I would like all of you to see the glimpses through a very, very short presentation, because I know you all must be waiting for cultural program to begin. It's a very short video presentation which will give you a glimpse of our secondary wing. I hope you all must have got a very good idea about our secondary years program. And thank you for watching the video presentation. In the closing, I extend my congratulations and best wishes to everyone associated with DPS Monarch International School. And I look forward to working with each one of you. So let's work together and achieve greatest heights for our students. Have a pleasant evening ahead with full of entertainment through our cultural program, Itihas ke Panno se A Saga of Freedom. Thank you everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy. Over to Devika and Elizabeth.
Thank you, ma'am, for refreshing our memory. I'm sure this acts as a driving force to reach greater heights, as the sky is not the limit for our Monarchians.
A true leader knows who he is and what he stands for. He knows his values and rules which he will abide by, regardless of the circumstances he faces. We at DPS Monarch International School are blessed to have such a magnificent leader as our Director of Development, Mr. Gopi Vardhan.
In view of the opening of the Next Brain Lab, we would like to invite the Director of Development, Mr. Gopi Vardhan, to highlight upon the core values of our esteemed institution as the first technology-driven school in Qatar. Dear sir, it is our deep pleasure and honor to hear a few words of inspiration from you.
Our patron, Ms. Aisha. Hi. Guest of honor, Ms. Priyanka, President Sasan Chowgle, and my colleagues, Principal ma'am, parents, teachers, and my dear children. Good evening. I will not be talking more on inspirations. I will be talking about the more on technology which the school was built up. As we all know, technology is the future. Any developed country is quantified in terms of its technology development, like Singapore as USA. Now it's quite common. Our mothers, grandparents use smartphones for video calls and social media. So it's mandatory for everyone to be updated in technologies. The recent generation is more knowledgeable than us. Even the idea of this purpose-built lab for design thinking in Monarch is from our dear students only. When we taught them Lego standard platforms, programs, they came up with more advanced program through self-knowledge from the internet and YouTube. Then we thought we should fuel them more. After a year of visiting many labs in India and our discussion with a team from Japan, we came up with a technology lab, which is our dream project called New Brain Lab, which is just we have inaugurated. Let us briefly explain what the specialty of the lab. And I want to insist on this. This is the first of its kind out of all 19 Indian schools. See, the idea of is nurturing young innovators for the future. Our vision is we start from Monarch. Then in future, we would like to invite students from other schools and create a club or academy from design thinking. Our mission is in line with Qatar Vision 2030. We want to create a local innovation base. So these are all the curriculum objectives in the Next Brain Lab. The students will learn here from basic Lego kits to building humanoids based on their grade wise. Next. See, when we say robotics, we relate to a toy. But in the reality, it's a huge science behind it. Also, the creativity of the students increase. They get ideas on mechanical functionality, mathematical, arithmetic calculations. Balancing aerodynamics, they will be knowing it. The knowledge of electronics, sensors, coding, software programming, Actually, they'll be like more of an engineering student. And sure, they will love it. Mobile apps. Now the whole world in the mobile app, everything from Ethras to banking, all are apps. Our Monarch children have already developed some mobile apps in Android platform, which we will be launching after this presentation. 3D printing. It's a three-dimensional object printing. We proudly say out of all Indian schools, we are the first school to provide this facility to the students. We want to give our children the top technology experience. In this lab, they will design and print as per their innovative ideas. The printer will facilitate the students to produce the robotics parts in-house. It will be amazing. Drones. We usually get excited seeing toy helicopters. Whereas here the students will do the complete assembling of drones. From the design stage, assembly and programming, which will be very helpful for them in the future, in case they join for aeronautical or space engineering. IoT, the Internet of Things, is very simple. In this crowd, if somebody wants to switch on the lights or heater in their house from their phone, it can be done. Or a person who want to control or monitor a factory in Turkey from Qatar, or anywhere in the world from Qatar. That's IoT. And the students will learn this technology in this lab. Already our lab setup is implemented with this technology. Virtual reality. Here, if someone wishes to go to space or walk in the snow of Interlaken, Swiss, the technology creates a virtual world and takes you there. Children will experience this in our new brain lab. How video calls are normal now, before we have not dreamt of all these things. In the future, instead of video calls, a virtual person will be standing and talking to you. Facebook investing billions in developing such meta platforms. In this, you will be witnessing in coming years. Artificial intelligence. It's very simple. We want to copy our human brain for machines. Our new lab will teach them the arithmetic possibilities of a human brain through a software coding called Python. Humanoid. Whatever the technology we have seen in the previous slide are all put together called humanoid. From a child who assembles Lego toy kit, at the senior level, they will build a real humanoid which can talk, walk, as per their innovative thinking or ideas. We named the robo Motas, in Arabic meaning proud and powerful. Why Motas? All our innovative series will start from Mo, that is monarch. As the whole country is eager to welcome FIFA World Cup, we thought we wanted to contribute by doing a project with a scrap or e-waste from the school. The massive robo that you saw at the entrance was made by our school children under the guidance of our art teacher, Mr. Ashish. And it has been done within 3 weeks. Such a hard work. Actually, I would like to call them, all the students and the teacher, to the dais. In 20 days, such a massive work I don't think any schools has done such a project. In your come. Teacher. Mr. Ashish, please. Yes. Please give them a huge round of applause. Yeah. Thank you. We want to see a real humanoid in future. Okay? Okay, proceed. See, we want to have all this technology in your course for the complete to all the students. We will be launching our course in January 2023. It is also in line with the CBS curriculum. We will issue certificates on course completion. Please note, it will be very limited seats based on the grades. Request all the parents to reserve the seats as early as possible. I extend my gratitude my core team, our principal, Ms. Meenal Bakshi, a technocrat. Ms. Monish is a maths teacher, passionate in robotics. And Mr. Nikhil, our skillful robotic teacher. Art teacher, just know you met him, like Mr. Ashish. Facility managers, Mr. Altaf and Mr. Patra. IT, Mr. Krishna in team. The contractor, the interior, who has done the complete work. They've all done real hard work to complete the job in 3 weeks. And my innovative students who inspired us to make this dream project into reality. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us about the facilities offered by our new robotics lab.
Creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things. DPS Monarch International School is proud to be a leading innovator in technology.
We are elated to announce the launch of 2 new apps, the Next Brain app and the More Study app. It was chiseled craftily by our Monarchians for our Monarchians. We would like to give you a sneak peek on what the apps offer.
The NextBrain app is created with the aim to assist students while working in the NextBrain Robotics Lab. It gives students access to a number of innovative technologies.
That isn't all. Our tech-savvy Monarchians have also created another app, More Study, to cater and impart an e-learning environment, especially for both students. It acts as a friendly guide which helps pave the way for greater accomplishments in board exams.
The time has come for us to make the app launch official so that our Monarchians can access these wonderful apps that are sure to help them in their future endeavors.
With that note, we would like to welcome all the dignitaries forward to help us launch app NextBrain and More Study. Please welcome them forward with a huge round of applause. We are ecstatic to announce that our chief guest, Ms. Aisha bin Mohammed bin Hammam, will be launching the Next Brain app.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Now let us welcome our guest of honor, Mrs. Priyanka Bajaj, to launch the More Study app with a thunderous round of applause.
This is the product of the passion and dedication of a brilliant crew of Monarchians who worked with Technoflair for the app development. Please give it up once again for our fellow Monarchians.
But that isn't all, ladies and gentlemen. You must have noticed a special guest greeting you outside. Aren't you curious? It is our humanoid robot, Motaz, a proud and powerful robot who keeps the FIFA spirit alive on par with our technology-driven school. A visionary starts with just a clean sheet of paper and reimagines the whole world. I'm ecstatic to say that we have such an intellectual personality amongst us here today.
It is our honor and privilege to welcome Ms. Aisha bin Mohammed bin Hammam, our patron, to speak a few words on stage. Please welcome ma'am with a huge round of applause.
Our dynamic principal, Ms. Minar Bakshe, and her dedicated team of school leaders, President Mr. Hassan Chogle, our guest of honor, Ms. Priyanka, Dr. Khalid Al-Jafari, my colleagues in the executive committee, my dear teachers, and the students of DPS Monarch International School. Good evening and welcome to this amazing evening. It gives me immense pleasure to stand before you all today and speak in this beautiful auditorium, which I last visited when we integrated DPS Monarch on 13th of November 2019. A beautiful school was dedicated to our beloved country, Qatar, on that day. But unfortunately, as soon as we started, the pandemic hit us and we had to function remotely. Today, I am so delighted that a school that we started during the pandemic has become so successful today. Alhamdulillah, we have reached our maximum student strength capacity in 2 years since we started. Our students in class 10 board exams have been the toppers in Qatar. It is a real amazing story for a new school. It is a great journey of how we functioned remotely, but were yet able to bring the staff, students, and the parents together to build another strong institution that will deliver great educational value for many years to come. Congratulations and many thanks, Minal Ma'am and her team, for helping us achieving our dreams. Dear parents, I'm also very delighted today to integrate the robotics lab that was a cornerstone for our digital journey in this school. We have given the slogan to our school as Education with Difference. That is a contrast to School with Difference, which was the slogan for our first institution, DPS Modern Indian School. In this school, with activities like robotics, Cisco Lab, and digital classrooms, we will continue to build upon the strength of digital education for our students. Today's annual day theme is Itihas. It is, I believe, a journey into history that will showcase several important learnings for us, which will help our school students build a bright future. After all, history teaches us how to live as good citizens, learning from the good deeds of the people who lived before us. I wish our students, their teachers, and the excited parents seated here the very best of this annual day and all the various activities that we do in DPS Monarch International School. My father, myself, and our family members will always support you to achieve all your dreams. And when you leave our school, you will be star citizens of the future you will be star citizens of the future, and we will look up to you to create a better world for all of us. All the best and have a great evening.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those words of appreciation.
I'm sure you're excited to know what exactly our theme is about. Stay on the edge of your seat because the time has finally come. Please help me welcome our cultural secretaries, Anushka Mohanty and Rohan Ernest, to introduce the theme.
With this, we are signing off for now and will be joining you later this evening.
Our greatest glory is not in never falling.
but in rising every time we fall.
A cordial welcome
And a hearty good evening.
to everyone present here. This is Rohan Ernest of grade 11.
And this is Anushka Mohanty of grade 11, the cultural secretaries of DPS Monarch International School. We are ecstatic to have you all here today.
Anushka, in our childhood, we were told about the great stories of Robert Clive, but never about Alluri Sitaram Raju, Komaram Bhim, or Rana Pratap Singh. In fact, we cease to recognize the hurdles, the sacrifices, the bloodshed that our great freedom fighters had rendered and ultimately conquered in order to gift us our free India.
Yes, of course, Rohan. Born directly into an independent nation, we often fail to realize just how priceless our freedom is. We unfortunately fail to celebrate our freedom enough, not through pomp and splendor, but through our hearts.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is with much conviction the school has thoughtfully and rightfully chosen the theme for its second annual production 2022-23. And as Monarchians, we are standing here with a sense of history and surging pride and happiness in order to celebrate the golden pages in the history of Bharat.
This theme was chosen with the aim to enlighten the young generation and the new millennia about the struggles and barriers India fiercely broke through. Being expats with a sense of Swaraj, it is our duty to cherish and appreciate the sovereign, republic, and democratic India as we know today.
So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as DPS Monarch International School takes pride in celebrating its second annual celebration with the theme title Itihas ke Panno Se.
The saga of freedom. Itihas ke Panno Se, the saga of freedom, is a story about Amisha and her friends who are on a quest to find the untold stories. Stories told by a first-hand account from her grandfather, Mr. Sehgal. So let's unwind and cherish the beautiful moments in history that made India the great nation it is today.
With this, we, the cultural secretaries Rohan Ernest
And Anushka Mohanty,
are signing off. Thank you.
Draw, and your light goes out. You enter a world that is only dreamt about. You will never be forgotten. Your legacy forever ingrained in all who loved you, in those who still remain. Through your life by many, you were truly cherished. The memories you created will never, ever perish.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Please take your seats. As you all are aware that we are celebrating Grandparents' Day today, we have a special guest with us. Please help me welcome the grandfather of Amisha, Mr. Sehgal.
Welcome to our class, sir.
Children, Let me introduce Mr. Sehgal to you all. He comes from a family of freedom fighters and has bountiful stories from the freedom struggle of India to share with us. Since he himself was a freedom fighter, he would be the best person to tell us about that period. You all can talk to him and interact with him. But before that, let me ask Mr. Sehgal to speak.
Well, thank you, Miss Seema. It is my pleasure to be here with this bunch of kids, and thank you for that generous introduction. My dear kids, how are you all doing today?
We are good, sir.
Well, as your teacher introduced me as a freedom fighter, is there anyone who can tell me what I must have done as a freedom fighter? What is this freedom struggle all about?
Sir, India was ruled by the British from 1800s, and finally on 15th August 1947 we became independent of their rule.
Bingo! You are absolutely correct. And so, we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of India's independence this year as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
So, does that mean India is 75 years old?
Oh no dear, not at all. India has a rich and glorious history spread across thousands of years. However, this freedom struggle is about the generation who fought valiantly and emerged victorious to do away with the foreign yoke and re-establish independence or Swaraj. And today, we will be talking about this epoch from the golden pages of Indian history. Itihas ke panno se, the saga of freedom.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Could you tell us if there was any sort of fight or war for independence fought by us?
Yes, of course. Everything comes with a price. We had to fight to see this day.
Sir, but how did people got to know that India became independent on this day? I don't think there were many means of communication at that time.
You are right. We didn't have ways to spread this news. People had an idea though that the independence would be declared soon. However, the independence was declared through radio broadcasts and was out in the newspapers the next day. Let us see how this news was shared with the citizens.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. That may be beyond us, but so long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over. And so, we have to labor and to work hard to give reality to our dreams. Those dreams are for India, but they are also for the world, for all the nations and people.